Hey guys, welcome back to Book Body. My name is Dawn. Thank you for joining me. Today is our first official video on the channel. I am so excited to share this with you guys. I was so excited yesterday to get started that I completely forgot to film the intro to this video. So let's go back in time with me to yesterday and start going through my books. First thing I did was go through and take everything off my shelves and unpacked everything out of the bags that I had that I wasn't able to fit onto my shelves. And I organized from there. So let's go see what I did. Okay, so I've taken everything off my bookshelves and unpacked them out of the 3 bags that I had that I was not able to put on my shelves, and this is what we're dealing with. So I had a couple of my friends guess at how many books I own before I count them, so go ahead and take your guesses now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to actually count exactly how many I have, and then I'm going to go through and put into these bins here what I've already read and what I want to get rid of. I did notice that there are some books in here that are like herbal remedies and gardening and stuff like that, and I am going to count them in my total count of how many books I own. I'm going to count every single one and give you the total. But I will be excluding those kind of books from the Reading Every Book I Own challenge. And that's just because those books are more something I'll go to reference rather than something I'm going to read cover to cover. So generally what I'm going to include in that challenge is more like nonfiction novels and stuff like that. So just wanted to give you a little bit of a update here, what's going on, and I'm gonna go and sort this stuff all out. Okay, I am all finished. Sorry about the weird light from the door. It's decided to be sunny all of a sudden. Okay, anyways, I'm all done. I have sorted things out into books I have read, books I'm going to declutter, books I'm not including in the challenge, and books I am keeping to read for this challenge. So the numbers are: read books that I still had in my collection are 24. Decluttered books that I'm just getting rid of immediately that I have not read are 18. Now, out of that, I'm getting rid of 11 of the books that I have read. So there's that. Books I'm not including in the challenge that are self-help books, things that I'll just be referencing and I will never read cover to cover, are 21. And the books I have left on my shelf that I am going to read for this challenge are 170. That brings the total amount of books I had in my collection to 227 books. That is astounding. And for the fact that 170 of those are books I have not read, well, 170 plus 18, so 198 of those are books I had not read. Now, again, I'm decluttering the 18 that I haven't read, plus 11 that I did read, but I don't want to keep. So that makes 29 books I'm getting rid of. Oof. That means that I still have in my collection at this time the 170 that I'm going to read, plus the books I'm not including in the challenge, which is 21, plus I still have 13 books that I've read that I'm keeping. So that means I still have 204 books. Is that right? Is that right? 227 minus 227 minus 204 is 23 that I'm getting rid of. Hold on. Does that make sense? What did I do? Okay, hold on. Anyways, I'll do the math at another time because this is just time consuming and stuff you don't need to watch. I don't know why I included that. But anyways, the biggest thing you guys need to know is that there's going to be 170 books that I need to read. This is going to take me a very long time considering a lot of very... Guys, I'm sorry, I live in town. The dogs aren't used to it. We just moved, and anytime they hear somebody outside, they start barking. And now there's thumping. I'm gonna pause, and I'll come back when it's quiet. Okay, you might still hear a little bit of my neighbor upstairs. Okay, you know what? It was quiet for 5 seconds, and as soon as I talk, they start grumbling again. Anyways, you might hear a little bit of my neighbor upstairs, but we're wrapping this up. What I was trying to say there is that this is going to take quite a while, considering like serious readers have a goal of 100 books a year. So I think this is going to go on for quite some time. And as I said in my intro, I really hope you guys consider subscribing and following along with me on this journey. And if you want to buddy read these books along with me, I will definitely be letting you guys know as much as possible ahead of time what book I plan to read next. So I'm going to go and put all the books I'm keeping back on my shelves, and let's see if I can get them all back on without having to store some in bags. I'll let you know how that goes. See you in the next video, guys. Bye. Hey guys, editing me doing an update. Okay, so I have got everything put away that I'm keeping to read in this challenge. I have set aside the books that I've already read and I'm keeping in my collection, and I've set aside the books that I haven't read but I'm not including because they were the books that I'll reference and not fully read. Now, in this putting away organizational thing, I realized I made a miscount. I have a total books of 225. So that's not 227. I don't know how I counted 2 more books. So in this process, I've also decluttered a few more books. So the total amount of books I'm decluttering is 36. The amount of books I'm going to include in the reading challenge is now down to 146. I have reasons. Not included in the challenge that I'm keeping and putting away somewhere else are the books that I have read and I'm keeping, and the books that I'm keeping to reference. That totals 34 books. Books that are part of a series that I don't have all of. There's 5 books there, and I didn't think about this. I used to have all the books to these series, or at least the first 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Now, these books are books that are in the middle of the series that I don't have the other ones for now. And that's because in the house that we previously lived in before we moved here, we had a flood in the garage before I'd fully moved everything into the house. And we didn't have a chance to get into the garage and clean it out immediately. And a lot of my books unfortunately perished in the flood. They were moldy and just not salvageable. So I had to throw them out. So the books that I have that fit that category here are Thirst the Eternal Dawn by Chris Kite. sorry, my dog again. Thirst the Eternal Dawn by Christopher Pike. It's the book 3, and 1 and 2 perished in the flood. This one is The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. And this is, I believe, also the 3rd book to the series. Next up is Torn by Amanda Hawking, and I'm not sure which one this is in the series, but anyways, it's the only one I have. And then I have books 2 and 3 of the Internal Devices saga by Cassandra Clare. I'm missing book 1. So because I have 2 and 3 and I'm just missing book 1, I may purchase this on Kindle and include these in books to read. But I'm really trying not to buy a bunch more books because, as you can see, I already have enough to read for this challenge, and I'm trying to make space on my shelves, not add more to them. But this would be a Kindle book. I'm not going and buying more physical books, and I really do want to read these series, or this series. So I may, but it's not going to be my first priority if I do. So there could be 3 more books added, which would bring my total up to 149 books for the challenge if I do. I am still going to keep these and put them away for another time. Maybe once I get through this challenge, I don't know when that's going to be, I may end up picking up the other books for these series, but for now, they're just going to go away because I have enough. Anyways, that's it, and okay, back to the main scheduled video.